So today's topic is obviously streaming online. So things like Netflix, Hulu, Crave TV, we'll be getting into all of that. So first off, what is video streaming? So video streaming allows you to both load and watch the video at once. So the advantage is that you don't have to wait for movies or TV shows to download, which can take a really long time. So the media is sent through the internet and it will be played as it arrives. So this means that you don't have to wait for a program to come on at a certain date or time. So for example, if you're waiting for your favorite show to come on every week at 5 p.m. on Thursdays, in fact, you can see all the episodes you want to see at the time you want to watch them if that program is available on the streaming service. So it's much more convenient. And it can be accessible from TVs, phones, tablets, and computers. So anything that has an internet connection. So examples of streaming sites, the main one you probably are familiar with is Netflix and Disney Plus recently, but there's also Amazon Prime, Hulu, and then Crave, as well as Hoopla, Tubi TV, and Internet Archive. So these streaming sites all have different subscription models and costs. So there's different plans. So for example, Hulu has one, I believe, that does have ads, and then you can pay more and more to get ad-free content. And of course, all these streaming sites have different shows and movies available on them. It really depends on the catalog of that specific streaming site. So for example, some are more movie-centric rather than TV, and some are more specific to certain genres that they may have more in that category. And then some streaming sites are particular to a specific country. And of course, if a service is available in multiple countries, the content may differ from country to country. So for example, Netflix Canada has different shows and movies than Netflix in the States. So starting off with Netflix, this is a subscription service, so you pay a fee each month, and this can be from $8.99 to $15.99 each month, so it depends on the plan that you have. So basic plan is just one screen. You can only have one person watching at a time. The standard plan is 2 screens, and then the premium plan, which would be more for families, I think usually, would allow you to be watching on 4 screens at the same time. And then there's no ads on Netflix, which is really nice. And there's also movies and TV shows on Netflix. So the interesting thing about Netflix is they also have many Netflix originals. So that's something that the company itself has produced for its site. And there's Netflix is really known for its huge catalog of movies and TV shows. There's approximately 4,000 movies and 4,000 movies and 1,200 TV shows. So there's a lot of content on Netflix, which is why it's so popular. And it's available internationally. Next is Hulu. So this has a more broad range of prices, but it is a subscription-based service. So the prices range from $6 to $55 a month, but there is a 2-screen streaming limit, so it is a bit more pricey. Depending on what tier you get. So the lowest tier plan does have ads, but then as you go higher up the price range, you can get ad-free. And then there are also subscription packages within Hulu that would allow you to access content from TV channels, so like HBO and Showtime. And then there's also another option that would allow you to have access to 60 plus cable channels. So Hulu has multiple different options within its service. And Hulu has movies and TV shows again, and it also has Hulu Original. So Hulu makes that content for its streaming site specifically, so you wouldn't be able to find it anywhere else. It doesn't have quite as much as Netflix in terms of movies. It has 2,500 movies, but I think that's more than Netflix for TV shows, so 1,650 TV shows. And of course more if you have the channel packages and the live TV option. And this is only available in the US or US territories. Next is Crave. Again, this is a subscription-based service, and it goes from $9.99 to $19.98 a month, and there's a 2-screen streaming limit. And so kind of like Hulu, if you get certain packages within Crave, you can access cable channels like HBO, Showtime, and I can't see that last word. But then a live TV option will give you access to 6 cable channels as well. So it's a bit similar to Hulu. And then there's no ads on Crave, and there are also movies and TV shows again, and also Crave Originals, which is produced by Bell Media, because Crave is owned by Bell. And there are mostly TV shows on Crave, so if you like TV shows, then maybe this would be something you're interested in. There's only about 208 movies, but there are 1,250 TV shows, and more if you choose to opt into the channel packages or the live TV option. And this is only available in Canada because it's owned by Bell Canada. And then there's Amazon Prime. This is another one of the really popular streaming sites, because if you have Amazon Prime, so that's where you would get the 2-day shipping and all those other things with your Amazon account. This comes with that Amazon Prime subscription, which is $8.25 a month, and it's a 3-screen streaming limit. So it's not bad because you would also get the Amazon Prime perks. And there's no ads, and there's movies and TV shows once again. And just like all the other ones, Amazon has a lot of its originals. So Amazon will make the content that they themselves only have access to on Prime. And so there's 12,000 movies, which is a lot more than all the other ones, and 1,200 TV shows. Finally, next is Disney Plus. So this is a relatively new streaming service, but it's really popular, and it can go to, you can pay for it month by month. So it will be $66.99 a month or $69.99 a year. And there's a 4-screen streaming limit. So that would be similar to the Netflix plan, which is the premium plan. And there are no ads, but there are, once again, both movies and TV shows. And as well, Disney Plus will create its own original content. I don't know if you guys have heard of the movie The Mandalorian, but that was something that's really popular on Disney Plus that you can only get there. And then, of course, this has a big appeal because it has all of the Disney-owned content. So from the various sections of Disney, so Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, and 20th Century Fox. So if you're really someone who loves all those Disney shows, then that's where you're going to find the most of them. And Disney Plus has about 500 movies and 100 plus TV shows. So its catalog is a bit smaller than the other ones, I think mostly because it's newer. And it's available in various countries internationally. And then Hoopla, this is actually one I hadn't heard of. It's a digital streaming service that is for library users. So I believe it is free, and you can access ebooks, e-audiobooks, music, movies, and TV shows with no ads, but it is through your library card. So you would have to have a library card at a library that subscribes to Hoopla. So it really depends on whether your library is getting this service, whether you'd be able to access this or not. So I guess when you create the account, it will ask you to confirm your library and your library card number. So I guess if you're not sure whether your library subscribes to that service, you could contact them. And then it is available in the US and Canada, and there are TV shows from BBC, PBS, Great Courses, and there are thousands more movies. And then 2B, this is actually a free service. I don't believe you even have to have an account to watch it, but you may, I might be wrong on that. But it has both movies and TV shows, especially a lot of older TV shows, though it has more movies primarily. And so they have partnerships with big movie companies like Lionsgate, Paramount, MGM, and Starz. And there are around 20,000 movies and TV shows to choose from. and it's available in the US, Canada, UK, and Mexico. So this one is really good if you don't want to invest in spending a certain amount of money each month on a streaming service, because this is free. The catalog isn't quite as comprehensive as, say, the other ones that you would have to pay a monthly fee, but it is a good option. And then there's the Internet Archive, which is free as well, and it will provide access to all content that is in the public domain. So there will be movies and TV, and as well books, music, and other types of content. And it actually has 4 million videos on the site, and 1.6 million of these are television news programs. So because it's public domain, it would be great for old news coverage, cartoons, early film and TV. So kind of the classics from back in the day. And it's available anywhere. So if you don't want to spend the monthly fee because maybe you don't watch enough TV or movies to justify paying that on a subscription service, there are options for you to, whenever you want to watch a movie, you can just rent it online or buy it, and then you can just get the specific shows or movies that you want to watch. So options for that are through Amazon Prime Video, you can rent online, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and Vudu. So essentially what you can do is you can search up the specific movie or video you're looking for, and then it'll tell you, once you Google it, where it's available from. So it might be available on iTunes or Amazon Prime, and then you could just go there and pay the one-time fee, and then you would be able to rent it. Or you can just, on iTunes, for example, you can go to the library and see everything that they have, like TV shows and movies, etc. And then you would be able to click on it and have the option to rent or buy. Usually I rent because I tend to only watch the movie once, but you could also buy. So some other streaming services that may not be as popular but are also notable are BritBox. So that is completely British content. So some popular shows you may know that are on this are Pride and Prejudice, Doctor Who, Fawlty Towers. And then there is the Criterion channel. So this is movies only, but it has important classic and contemporary films. And then there's Crunchyroll, which has anime and manga, so if you really like that. And then Acorn TV has only TV, obviously, but it offers content from various countries, as you can see. And then YouTube Premium is a really good one if you like, if you watch a lot of YouTube, because you can get the videos without any ads, which can be really annoying. And then you can also get movies and shows on YouTube Premium, as well as YouTube Original content, which are shows that are put on YouTube. And then there's Apple TV Plus, which is a really popular one to stream movies and shows. There's a really popular show on Apple TV called The Morning Show, which is kind of one of their exclusive things that they offer. And again, Apple TV also makes their own content, much like all of the other ones. So now we'll be doing a live demo of a streaming site. I'll pass it over to Lori Ann.
Okay, so I actually have a shared Netflix account with my family, and this is not any of our accounts. I just changed the settings so that it only shows PG-13 friendly shows just for this demo. But as you can see, you log into Netflix. The main page is just a blank page where you have your email login and password, just like many websites. And then you'll see at the top here, you have options to go to home, or if you just want to watch a TV show, you can go to the TV show tab, or you can go to movies or latest, which are just the latest shows that have been added to Netflix, or your list. So if you see a show that you really want to watch, but you don't have time to watch it, then you can add it to my list and then come back to my list and then just watch them later. You can also just search specifically for genre, or if you have an actor that you really like Anna Hathaway or something, you can just search their name, and then every movie where Anne Hathaway is either the star or some other secondary character will come up. There are also these other tabs, so notifications. So once you start watching shows on Netflix, it will start to detect what you like and what you don't like. And so Netflix will start to recommend shows for you to watch when they launch on Netflix. They'll also just recommend shows that are really popular as well. Here you can see the different profiles and other settings, so I won't go into that. The one big thing about Netflix is that it doesn't show you all of the movies that they have on file. Each of these categories shows you about 10 to 20 movies. And if you want to see the full list, you'll just have to search for what you want to watch. So I'll just show you what it looks like. Oh, I think I started playing that. I don't want to do that. So for every TV show, you can view additional information, and they change this all the time, so I'm not going to go into the details. But you can also specify which episode you want to watch, or if you watched this show and you really liked it, then you can search for similar shows, and you can view additional information about the show as well, including the maturity rating and how this show will make you feel. Yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much all I consider important for Netflix.